All right, some cube drafts to start the day. It's a lot of filthy robots. I'm the 47,646th filthy robot. Huh. Ashiok's pretty good here. Field of the Dead is very solid in some decks, so just a win. Toski's okay. The 2/2 Hound and the white beatdown decks is pretty solid. I think I'd rather field than Ashiok. Pack one, pick one. All right, Field of the Dead it is. Is it greedy? Is it greedy? I mean, there's an Embercleave here, but I want to do Divine Visitation, Field of the Dead, Golos. Is that too greedy? I haven't played the Divine Visitation in this deck, in this format. Do we just meme it for the fun? This is not a deck that wants... Field of the Dead and Embercleave are not in the same deck. Embercleave is definitely the better card. Alright, no one saw that. It's too early. No one's tuned in yet, so no one knows what happened. I'm just like, yeah, I got Wheel to Divine Visitation. That's what we're going with. Okay. Alright. Green Ramp, Red Removal, Fixing, Hostage Taker, all pretty powerful. Expertise is tokens. Dude, we're gonna fucking all in these. Sahili with that too. Man, which of these is more likely to wheel? Sahili or Expertise? Let's see about Sahili. No, you didn't, Hutchie. You're just imagining that. That was a replay from a different streamer right as you tuned in. It was one of the advertisements on the channel. It's all right. But it wasn't me, I'm afraid. Wait, Divine Visitation is 5? I thought it was a 4 mana spell. 5's pretty bad. Anyways. Revoke my good at drafting license. Oh no. How do I get that renewed? Fuck. Alright, white removal or green fixing. Taking 2 cards over my green fixing. I think I want a Paradise Druid here. I'd love to wheel Banishing Light, but I won't. Hey QB. Streaming too much? Sorry, I woke up early today. I actually wish I wasn't streaming right now, but I woke up a little bit earlier than I wanted to, and I'm like, fuck, I'm just sitting around anyways. I might as well get online and start streaming. Yesterday was great though. Yesterday was we did a extra filthy stream yesterday and got there, so we had the extended stream. It's kind of a long day, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoy those days a lot. We made it to streak 5 too, so we're gonna have a friggin' filthy we're gonna do a dating advice stream at some point in the near future. Should be fun. All right, we're looking for token generation and fixing and acceleration. This guy's kind of acceleration, I guess. I don't actually like this card very much. You want to watch 2 filthy at the same time, QBE? Good luck. Oh, we have field too, so we want to be all sorts of land cards, don't we? All right, I gotta be really... I don't know that this card was better than like Overgrown Tomb, for example. Like this card's really medium. That's a land, huh? That's the best card in the pack. We're nowhere near casting it. Stompy land with red green. This is white green black. I think I take the Triumph first here. And I hope to either wheel Stomping Ground or the Takedown. Yeah, turning 37 coming up. Gear Hulk's a good one. White red, black red. Wouldn't hate to see the passageway, but this card is really powerful. Legion's Landing creates tokens. It's a land that spawns more tokens. Normally I would take Giant Killer out of this, but we're trying to do something a little abusive here. So I'm going to take the Legion's Landing. Wheeled Doggo. This is not a Doggo deck. Tapped unless I control plains or swamp. Tapped unless I have 2 fewer lands. Take the chapel. We're trying to play Field of the Dead in this deck. I really love the idea of dropping a land and creating a 4/4 fucking angel. Sounds hilarious. Savage Stomp is our first piece of removal. Or Snakeskin Veil. Huh. Both pretty good. No removal yet. It's a bit scary. I don't want to play this card. It's slow though. I think I have to take removal first here. Beetles are tokens. Proliferate. That's actually a token, but it's blue. Crash Through as better than Beetles. It's not a Beetle deck. I mean, we might have 4/4s, but we're not really expecting to get there from 4/4s. This creates white creature tokens. Alright, Divine Visitation. Pay us off. Do we wield Stomping Ground? We also wield Takedown, though. Do I want to tap planes? Not really. Alright. Emra's Call is angels. Angels creating angels. The problem with this is tokens. Tristani in our colors generates 2 1/1 white soldier tokens. Accepted. Okay. There are other cards in that pack that are a little bit interesting, but I really like the meme token deck. We haven't done meme tokens in this format at all yet. What? Oh no. I want every card in this pack. It's literally Brontodon, Vanguard I'd play, Surveyor's fine, I'd take Temple Garden, Ooze is incredible, Sovereign Size. This thing is like, this card is nutso, and this card is nutso. This is non-token creature. Can we really pass the Great Henge in a deck like this? Fuck me. Is this just Skyship over Great Henge? Oh no, Jet. Oh no. No. Alright, no one saw that. I passed an Embercleave and a Great Henge in this deck. No one saw that. Okay. Mana Dork versus Vivian. Take Mana Dork. It's not a Henge deck, right? We don't have big creature payoffs. We're trying to create tokens. We're going to be using non-creature spells to cast tokens. We're trying to trigger Field of the Dead. It's just not really a Henge deck. It's just a little painful. Those are so many good cards there. I hope to wheel all of them, honestly. I'd take Ooze in a heartbeat there. Ooze is so good. The Henge hypothetically could wheel. If Henge wheels, I don't even know, man. Like, my faith in humanity will have reached an all-time low if Henge wheels. The card is a stone-cold bomb. Already online again? I know. There's a lot of streaming in the last couple of days. All right. We've got a Traxos, a Bugler, a Reclamation, red-green land, Immerstorm Predator, which is just awesome, but nowhere near here. Can we Traxos in a deck like this? Legendary. Legendary 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triggers for Traxos right now. I think the safe pick is Bugler. We don't have a million cards to hit though. We hit a fair number with Bugler though. Traxos is better. This card is really unexciting. But any creatures, would you like to generate tokens as an extra land that also triggers for Field of the Dead? Feels like a yes. The rest of these cards in this pack kind of suck. If I wheel that, I'll play it. Okay. Crystalline Giant is excellent. It's a 3-drop. There's not much in green or white here. There's a Spirit, but we have no synergies with that. Maybe if I get blue, Gross Spiral's playable. Tendershoot generates tokens. It's another 5-drop. Hydra for fighting. Usher for tokens as well. Imperious Perfect for tokens. Wow. Wow. I hope to wheel Hydra. I guess I'm going to take the low curve. I like the 3 and I like the 5 a lot, but I have a lot of 5s already. I'm okay with an Usher. Score Spiral not worth it. I'm not in blue yet, so it's a pretty dead card to us. Thanks, Diadroneza. Marshall's a little optimistic in a deck like this. I don't hate Bestiary here. Blue-white and a black, green, blue. This is probably Hallowed Fountain. I'm going to pass Marshall. Sometimes Marshall gets us there, but I don't really want to be that deck. I don't really want to be white weenies. I'm trying to be other things here. White green duel, but it's a tap land versus Emrys Call. I guess I'll take the call. White blue duel, Temple Garden. Happy to see Temple Garden, but Brontodon wheeled. We don't have anything for Brontodon yet. I think this is a Brontodon over Temple Garden. I'm tempted with that, but we need creatures. We need early game. This is Enchantment Hate as well. We would have liked to have wheeled a different card from this pack, but Brontodon's okay. Black green duel, Doomscar. It's not really a Doomscar deck. This technically generates tokens, but it's kind of a win more card. This is either Cemetery or Doomscar. Okay. Seems weird to pass Doomscar. Traxos wheeled. There's also a red-green duel. These cards are not cards. Is there any way in which I ever play either of those cards? I really don't think so. Veto wheeled. Probably not playing Apparition, but it's possible. Perfect wheeled, so we can generate tokens with that. Alright, we just want to resolve a Divine Visitation and just win from there. So we got Binding in black. It's super good. Hits everything. It's removal. We're really missing removal. How do we have for black splashes right now? 1, 2. 2 black splashes I think is good enough for me to grab a Binding here. What's the next best card in this pack for us? Like Giant, maybe? Okay. Binding's a Traxos trigger as well. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens, it creates twice that many. You guys want to create lots of angel tokens? Atmospheric Harvester on 3, Caravan on 3. Token meme. I want to win games with this deck, chat. I don't want it to be so memey that it never wins. And 2 do nothing enchantments on 4 and 5 is crazy bad. I mean, we do actually create a fair number of things already, so it's not the worst, I guess. I don't think we're taking it though. It's going to be here if we want it. This is between Cultivator and Harvester. And Harvester is just such a fucking bomb that we just take that every single time. Yeah. Maybe it wheels. I think it likely does wheel, because I think it's quite bad. How's the hangover? I'm not that hungover, honestly. I stopped drinking after I finished stream. Chatted with Kevin for a couple hours, and then I went to bed. So, what does Harvester do? It's a 3/5 flyer that crews for 1. Huh. Interesting. So this is Afterlife, creates tokens when it dies. This is a really bomb 2-drop white creature. This is a removal as a 3-drop, and that's ECD, which is also a removal. And there's a red-white duel. I need early game. This is not a 3. Like, I only have 2 2-drop. I don't even have 2 2-drops. So that's not really playable. I've got 1 2-drop right now. I think I want to play Thalia, but it's a little frustrating. I'm going to hope to wheel basically all of those cards. I got to have early game. This creates tokens too. Fuck. That card's pretty good too. Jesus. I want all those cards. But we got to get curve here. We have so many powerful 5-drops. That creates a token. This card is okay. Rejuvenator ramps us, which is interesting. I need 2 drops. This is probably Florahedron. Hope to wheel something useful here. Maybe the Rejuvenator or the Bone Splitter. This is a land and a 2-drop for ramping. Pretty happy to see it. This guy creates tokens. Cleric's another land. Red-green Scryland. Explorer is ramp too. We might wheel this guy. He wheels a lot. I think this is Explorer. I haven't played that this format yet. It seems like exactly what we want. Yeah. For the guy asking about Harvester, that's Harvester right there. Haven creates wolves. It ramps us. It's a black-green duel. I'm hoping to wheel this because I'd like to play Binding cheaply. It may or may not wheel. I don't want to play Preserver. I don't really want to play Wake. This card seems right up what we want to do. We can save this too for when we hit our thing. This guy puts tokens and is another payoff. It's a lifelinker with tokens for 5. This tutors for lands. We can pull Field of the Dead with Elvish Reclaimer, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm not sure it's good enough to play alone. Don't need blue-green. Can I play another 5-drop? Like, these 5-drops don't ever get cut from our deck. It seems like expensive to play another 5-drop. Not very big on the Reclaimer, though. He's slow and clunky and not very good. White-blue tap, token-generating sword, cast out, and swift response are 100% necessary here. Which one do we play? Swift response is cheaper. Cast out is more targets. I'll play the cast out, but I wish I could take both. Settle, white-blue duel, mana dude. These are pretty bad. I guess I take the settle. I'm not sure we play it yet. Procession wield. So did Cultivator. Do we ever play Procession? We have a lot of things that generate tokens. There's a world in which that's okay. I love Cultivator, but I don't think I'm on the Cultivator plan. I don't know. Cultivator's so good. The memes. ECD wield, Ministrant wield, red-white dual wield. This is pretty good removal. We don't have a lot of targets for it. This is really good with us too, though. We have double token effects. We'll take the 2/1 who makes more tokens. Mouth to feed wield, as did Bone Splitter. This is quite good with 1,000,000 tokens, which we have. This is okay. Don't have a lot of 3-power creatures, though. A lot of 2-power creatures. I think I'm here. The land wield. Give me that black-green duel. Fuck. Missed the black-green duel. So we could have got a cheaper play on the black-green. Okay. All right, a fair number of lands here. To the point that I think we are going to play our field if we can. Light on removal. We might get behind enough on the board that something like Settle's good. Possibly. I want to play all of these cards. Is that a problem? I mean, Jesus, we're going to be so wide in this deck. All right, I think Wake is a scam. Although I'm not entirely certain. We're going to have a lot of small dudes. Having an Anthem effect is okay, but I don't know if we can afford to run 3 enchantments that don't do anything when I cast them. That's a lot of enchantments that don't do anything when I cast them. All right, we play Usher, we play Elves, we play Legion's Landing. I don't know about Bone Splitter, rather. Ram through is less good because we don't have high value creatures here, high power creatures. Dahlia is just early game, makes sense to be there. Bugler's really medium. This card's pretty medium, although it does ramp. Stomp is quite bad. These are all pretty bomb 3s though, with maybe Ministrant being the least bomby of them. Settle's questionable. I'd really like to play Binding. Is there any way I can play Binding? Chapel, Cemetery, Triome. We can definitely play Binding. Okay. Wake is too slow as a 5-drop. That's the point of talking about these as do nothing enchantments. All 3 of them are enchantments that don't do anything when they come into play. But we might still be playing 1 to 3 of them. How many triggers do I have for Traxos? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Traxos triggers before I start adding things is pretty fucking solid. We also get, with Call, Cleric, and Florahedron, we get 3 more lands out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17. Okay. So we're here. We get 2 cards in. We have so many Anthem effects between Tristani, Discordant, Angel of Intervention. I don't think we play Wake, although the mana, the total mana is interesting to me. This is obviously Divine Visitation in this deck. The whole deck is based around that, so that's going in. All right. We're not currently, our interaction right now is Cast Out. That's basically it at the moment, which is pretty fucking scary. So Traxos is still a maybe in this deck. It has nothing, it has no synergies in this deck. It's just a big 7/7 for 4. It might just be cuttable here. It's not the game plan we want to be advancing, and I kind of feel like I need some more things for our game plan. Although, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, we have a fair number of ways to untap Traxos. Yeah, I may need Stomp. I may need Ram Through. We kind of need interaction, right? This is why I'm cutting cards like Traxos from this deck. I think Traxos is totally playable in this deck, but I don't think it's the best card we can play there. I think Bugler is a scam here. There are cards I would like to hit with Bugler. We have how many targets for it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 isn't even that many. 7 with Tristani, I guess. 8 with Angel of Intervention. I mean, those are some big creatures we hit with that sometimes, though. Bone Splitter Axe loses a little bit of value when I'm not playing Traxos. Not a lot of value. We're going to be putting tokens on the board all the time. Like so many of our things put tokens on the board, right? I feel like Bone Splitter gets a lot of value with these little wide things here. This deck wants Settle. Really? I don't know if we're going to get overrun very often in this deck. We're kind of okay blocking with a lot of our creatures. I don't know. We get 2 cards in from here. The cards I'm considering are Procession. Since Procession triggers on 1, I guess Gear Hulk is cuttable too, although that card seems so strong to me. So token generators are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 token generators. Plus the castle for 10. Can I play another do nothing enchantment here? No, I don't think Wake is the better choice. Problem with Wake is we have 2 other things giving the wide effects already off Angel and Tristani. And our 5-drops are already really competitive. We have good 5-drops to the point I'm considering cutting Virtuous Gear Hulk here. So I don't think it's Wake. I like the extra mana, but we have mana acceleration already. Druid, Explorer, Elves, Haven. That's all acceleration. And if we play something like this Elf, which I'm considering, so these are the cards I would like in. Procession or Wake, probably, maybe neither. I'd like Gear Hulk and Bone Splitter as just value cards. We can play Traxos here. And then we need some interaction. And that interaction looks like settle, stomp, or ram through. And we got this dude as just another kind of valuable card I wouldn't mind playing. So really targeted cards here, interaction, and just good stuff kind of stuff. Bone Splitter in particular seems excellent in this deck, although the creature count right now is only 14. I don't think we're playing Traxos. I just don't think it fits the theme of this deck. I think it's excellent. We have enough untapped that we probably get value out of Traxos here, but I think we can do better than Traxos here. Yeah, our deck can be mana hungry. You're not wrong. There is an argument for Wake. It's another 5-drop though. We already have 4 5-drops, which is a lot. I don't know if I can run Wake plus Visitation plus Procession. It's just maybe too greedy. We have no draw effects, so we're always stuck on whatever we have in hand. I guess Giant doesn't have to be in this deck either, although this card is quite strong. It's the only card in here that doesn't really have a purpose outside. It's just like, it's another card like Traxos, right? It's like strong on its own kind of deal, which is why, or I mean, Traxos is never strong on its own, but you get the sense like it's a good card in the context of this deck, but it doesn't synergize with this deck, if that makes sense. Hey, Tadiki. Age is only in my head. That's right. That's right. So we need 6 cards out, which means we get to keep 4 of those. Which 4 do we keep here? I don't think it's subtle. I don't think it's Traxos. Still need 4 cards out. Are there any other things we're realistically cutting? This card is really medium. Thalia has no synergy with this deck. Do we have enough 1-drops and 2-drops that I don't need a Thalia? It's just anti-aggro, and there is a lot of aggro in this format. So can I mean, I have 1-drops though, so I don't have to play Thalia as a 2-drop. It's a really annoying card though. 2/1 First Striker. I mean, it ups our non-creature spells too, of which we have a lot. We've got Landing, Explore, Wolfhaven, Harvester, Monument, Cast Down, Expertise, Binding. It's pretty anti-sovereign. All of our enchantment. It's pretty fucking anti-synergetic with their deck. I took it as an anti-aggro card, but kind of wish I hadn't now. If we're not playing Traxos too, it loses some value. Scoot Guy with the 44 months. Thank you for the resub. Still need 3 cards out.
Filthy magic.
Filthy magic indeed. Discounted white creatures, is that anything to think about for this deck? Discounts Angel, discounts Tristani. Those are the only 2 creatures it discounts. It would have discounted this card if we ever draw this card after for 1, I guess. How long is this stream going to go? Not as long as yesterday? Correct, not as long as yesterday. The stream will go until around 4 p.m. my time. It's currently 8:30 a.m. You don't like me this week because you found another game through me? I don't think you can be angry at me for finding games through me, but I'm glad. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself with it. You don't like Giant? I don't think you can not like Giant. This card is a fucking bomb. This card reads like this, right? So it's a 3-mana 3/3, which is by itself reasonable stat pool, straight up, and it's colorless mana, so it doesn't matter like how bad our mana draws are as long as we get to 3. This card, the text on this card it reads, often trades up, sometimes wins the game, never does nothing, is what this card reads. And that's kind of how you look at it. It's just a percentage card, right? This card just occasionally wins you a game because it goes like something stupid like hexproof, vigilance, flying, lifelink or something, right? Some stupid combo like that, or like first strike holds off their board into hexproof, into lifelink, etc. Right? Like it just sometimes wins the fucking game, which is crazy. As a 3-drop. And sometimes it's just a 3-mana 3/3, which is fine. Yep. Other times it's a slightly better Centaur Corsair, which is a fine playable Magic card. So this card is nuts. It's so good. I don't think it belongs in this deck though. Do we have big enough stuff for Ram Through and Savage Stomp? Our interaction is currently Binding and Cast Out, which is really slow interaction. I guess Sovereign interacts too, so I guess we have 3 pieces of interaction when I really look at it that way. There is a universe in which we don't play either of these. Savage Stomp is definitely worse than Ram Through in pretty much every way. Unless you have little tiny creatures. We have a fair amount of little tiny creatures. The fact it's a fight as opposed to just a nuke is pretty bad too, and I love that this is instant. Don't worry about lands. A, we can't drop Cemetery, you're absolutely wrong. But B, don't worry about lands until we've figured out the rest of the deck, right? Again, lands are a resource. The resources fuel your spells. The types of fuel you need is dependent on the stuff you're trying to fuel. So we do lands last, always. Two cards out, chat. I think Savage Stomp is one of them. I feel a little bit better about cutting Stomp when I remember that I have Binding and Sky Sovereign. So we're down to 1 card out. This is definitely not a 16 land deck. This is a 17 land deck. We have things we want to do with our mana. We have a lot of 3-drops with this, right? These are 3 3s. Oh, so if I look at these by mana curve, it's like this. I'm really down on Riskar. I don't like that card at all. Can we afford to run Divine Visitation, Anointed Procession, and Mirari's Wake? Is that too much? I'm kind of backing up on my statement that Wake is the worst of those 3 right now too. I'm looking at the things we do with our mana. And the mana sink of Castle, Legion's Landing, Elf. I don't know, man. It's not that many. We don't have that many onboard things to do with our mana. You think Wake is win more? Third Anthem effect is pretty strong though. We've got Angel of Invention, Anthem effect, Tristani Anthem effect. Third Anthem effect means every one of our 1/1s are 4/4s and all of our angels are 7/7s. Procession is a bit situational. Is it situational in our deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 token generators, 10 with Field of the Dead. We have 10 token generators in this deck. Is Procession situational? If I draw it endgame, it's a dead card. Which card? Procession? No, in our deck it's not a dead card if we draw it endgame, because we have a number of token generators that stay on the board. Monument stays on the board, both the lands stay on the board. Even the creature-based ones, like Usher, sometimes stays on the board. So if I draw that when I have Castle out, I go from creating 1/1/1 to creating 2/1/1s per turn for 4 mana, which are a pretty efficient way of stalling the game out. It doesn't always get there. Sometimes the opponent has big tramplers or flyers or something, but it's not as dead as you're suggesting. I don't think I want to play Divine Visitation, Procession, and Wake. A part of me kind of likes the 4 mana resolve portion of this as opposed to Wake. I do love the doubling effect you get off this for mana. It's really nice, but we don't have card draw in any part of this deck. So the mana sinks we have are kind of conditional, right? I have to have flipped Landing or drawn Castle Ardenvale rather, and there's no other mana sinks in this deck for creatures on the board. A 1 mana doesn't really count as a mana sink in my opinion. Boast isn't something I can do unless I'm attacking. My lands are just the 1 there. I go back and forth in this, but I think it's Wake out and then play the rest of these cards. None of these are mana sinks, right? Right. All right. All right, let's do lands. You don't go with 41. I catch your kappa there, but for the other people in stream. Okay, so we have 1 black source, 2 black sources. That's a zombie. We have a 3rd black source. There's our 3rd black source. Yeah, the Wake is a hard one. Honestly, I don't know if Anthem effects get better or worse as you have more of them. You have to have some creatures for them, but we have creatures. So like having 3+1/+1 effects all seems good. The problem is the other part of this is a really expensive effect, right? It doesn't directly synergize with what we're doing because we're trying to make more and more powerful tokens, and it kind of synergizes, but kind of doesn't. It doesn't actually ramp our tokens, and it doesn't actually, doesn't make more tokens rather, it doesn't make our tokens into angels. What it does is give us a lot of mana to play with per turn and a lot of fixing. But I don't need a lot of fixing, and I'm not sure what we do with a lot of mana per turn in this deck, so I'm just not super happy here. Why do we have red here? Hey, welcome to tuning in. Good morning, Pokedo. We have red here because what we're actually trying to do is we have 2 token payoff cards, right? With Divine Visitation and Procession in our deck, and we have a Field of the Dead, and we want to play this Field of the Dead. So what I want to do is I want to generate fucking 4/4. I want to play a land and get a 4/4 angel out of it. And sometimes I want to play a land and get 2 4/4 angels out of it. So if I can play shock lands, which don't fuck my tempo up, but maybe sometimes I have to play as tap lands or sometimes I take a little bit of damage to play them, it might be good enough. So I'm seriously considering playing all of these shock lands that I drafted. The same reason why I'm playing like Cleric, which I don't love, and Call, which I don't love. This triggers off Procession. It doesn't trigger off the Angel Generator, but it's still something. So I think we want to play all of our... So we have 4 black sources here. I think we want to play all of our... Is this a 16 land deck? There's no way. We have so many 5 drops. There's no way. Okay. So it's a 17 land deck. Yeah. All right. Okay. So my brain's a little slow this morning. I'm feeling a little tired. Didn't get as much sleep as I wanted last night. I was up a little bit later than I wanted. So let me just start counting lands again. So we're good on black sources. I'm okay with that. So what are we on green sources? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 7 green sources is too few. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's too few green sources. And what are our white sources? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, definitely down a plains, up a forest. So that'd be 8, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can we go 7, 9? We have double white on 4. But we want elves on 1. We'd like landing on 1 too. We absolutely need green on turn 2. All of our ramp spells and the rest of it is green. What does this look like if I add 2 forests here? All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green sources is really nice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white sources and a field. 7 white enough? We had double white on 4 and double white on 5. We only have 1 double green on Thrashing Brontodon. Maybe I have to go 8, 8. We need double white on Castle, Expertise, Invent Angel, Divine Visitation. Call wants 3 white if we ever can cast it. I don't really want to go up. I don't want to go down 1 forest. It's going to make me so fucking salty when I can't play my accelerants. I mean, when you look at this, you're looking at, for colored sources, you're looking at a couple things. You're looking at when you want to cast the spell. You're looking at your other options at that time. And you're looking at you're looking at like what mana you need to hold up. We don't ever need to hold up white mana. We are going to want double white on curve on 3 and on 4 and 5 often. We don't care about double green on 3, but we really care about early green. We sometimes care about early white too. We can't play our hand without this. So I think it's here, annoyingly. Yeah, we did pass the temple. I don't remember what we took over temple. It might even have been a card we didn't end up playing. Like we took Stomp pretty highly. We took a Gear Hulk pretty highly. We took Thalia fairly highly. I think we took a Bugler at some point where I could have done something else. It would have been nice to have this Lesnia Shockland for sure. Okay, this is the deck. This is a Tokens Matters deck. This is meme tokens is what I'd call this. I don't even think the deck is terrible, but there are certainly interactions that blow us up, right? Like sometimes we're going to resolve Anointed Procession on 4 and they're going to be like Rex Age and our whole plan's going to go down the fucking shitter. The mana's pretty good. This is 8 white, 8 green, 4 black, plus fixing off, plus additional mana sources off Haven, Druid, and Llanowar Elves if we hit it. We don't have any 3 mana colorless fixers, which is a bit of a bummer. I passed the Cultivator. Can't remember what we picked over Cultivator in the end. Something here. Got a Florhedron if we end up with this. We got good stuff in this deck. And some of the time it's going to be fucking hilarious. Some of the time it's going to be Field of the Dead drops us 2 4/4 Flying Angels for each land we play. And that will be exciting. How many different lands do we have, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 different lands in this deck. All right, chat. I will let you guys get your gambling fix this morning. Will we get 5 wins with meme tokens? Will we do it? Was Explorer over the Shockland? I want Explorer. Explorer's acceleration as well as cycling, right? So it's card selection and acceleration, which is just too good to pass up. All right. Opponent goes first. Never any doubt in my mind that would be the case. These are tap lands, so I don't have any planes. We have to develop one of the planes this turn. I don't want to play this card. I don't want to play this card as a creature, I don't think. Forest doesn't trigger either of those. Yeah. We have all of our colors but no early plays? We do have early plays. We have a 2-drop mana accelerant. I'm not even talking about no plays. Knowing that it's red-black, there's no way our guy ever survives here, unfortunately. We can absolutely die before we get going with red-black going first and a Pyromancer turn 1 play. Absolutely can die here. Untapped green source would have been, or white source would have been so fucking good. Got gas in our hand. My mana dork living for a turn was really nice. I think I can beat a deck just drawing more cards here. I think, as long as he lets me play my cards. Oh, don't shock my dork. Fuck off. That sucks. One mana removal spell for my dork after casting 2 other removal spells is pretty rough. Wow. Way to blank on lands here. We're going to die to this Predator. Fuck him for having the answer to our guy at the end of all of his other spells last turn. It's so annoying. I'm not even sure that's better than just generating a 2/2 elf token. It's really quite close. All right, sometimes we get to drop Tristani here and have some options. I mean, we've got 2 Anthem effects on a wide board. We just don't have any lifelink right now, and we're gonna die to Predator. Channels where you can redeem plays, play sounds on stream. Figure out how to do that for me, Flipper. I mean, you're a mod. Figure out how to make that work for my channel. I'm always open to extra channel point ideas. It's just a matter of implementation. Get the fuck out. I'm so tired of this guy having the fucking exact answers to our plays. This is game 1 of what's going to be an 8-hour Magic stream, and I'm already tilted by my opponent having the answers. Like, already tilted.
More control. Just let me burn.
I recast Thoughtseize.
Mother Ludi always say,
wow.
Fire with fire.
All right. I mean, he wins the game off the skewer on our mana dork. It's always good to bolt the bird. It's just crazy he had the answer. I guess I currently have, I don't know, maybe I'm okay here. I can now generate 4/4 angel every turn. Maybe I'm okay. I don't feel okay though. Like, last turn removes both my lifelink creatures, both my Anthem effects, both my lifelink coming out of my hand last turn. Doesn't make any sense. Why didn't he hit me with Predator, by the way? His board is insanely wide. He gets to go even wider. I think he can plus elementals. He's got 4 elementals, so these are now... No. Yeah. Did I have mana up? I haven't had mana up this entire game, so no. That's the wrong card to use, but sure. Okay. Oh god, more recursion from opponent. What a salty fucking game, huh? Best draw here is a land. Untapped land. It's the best draw here for me. Never mind, I just lost my guy.
Remember this one?
This is the first time I've actually seen the second part of Chandra be any good. Should have played that after attacks. I'm really incentivized to block. This isn't worth playing when I can generate 2 angel tokens. What's the boast on this? 2? It's not worth it either. This board is getting crazy wide. I'm really scared I don't have lifelink. That's a bad one. It now drains me for every creature he has on the board, and he's got a super stupid wide board. I know he played this on 3 and he's drawn a lot of cards, but this is kind of crazy, his answers right now. Oh, it's just 1 token. It's not 2. So I'm just chumping with the angel, I guess. It sucks. It's been a lot of card draw, but he's had the answers prior to that too. Like, you can't make this synergy just appear. This is just a very fucking lucky series of things. Like, this thing recurring double Thoughtseize on the same turn to remove Tristani and the angel out of my hand on the 4th mana when I miss a land drop. It's just like, fuck. After killing the guy with your I mean, it's just, this deck is very synergetic. This deck looks good. Second drain effect, so once he gets me down to 10, builds a wide board, throws out 2 creatures that drain me, I'm just dead on board, right? I take 2 per guy. Yeah, I mean, this is fucking crazy, his combo. That's an infinite sack outlet too, with 2 guys who heal him off that. It's an unfortunate loss for this deck. If our opponent's deck isn't so insane, I think a lot of the times we win that. We had a really nice value hand there. Yeah, infinite sack outlets there with that. Just like super strong synergies there. Okay. Decent hand. We're going second again because we always go second on the stream, especially when I'm tilting. It helps make my tilts even worse. Another red white, another aggro deck going first. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Got good plays here though. Maybe he's not an aggro deck. Do I explore and call here? So we're going to turn 4 play is always going to be expertise. Probably expertise into giant. So we want to accelerate here. Druid is an accelerant. An accelerant every turn. This is only an accelerant while I have extra lands. Guess I got one more. I'm going to have... This is a tap land. I can play this as a tap land now. It's pretty early. Do I still play this as a land? It's 7. I don't know what's right there. Is it better to get Paradise Druid on the board? It doesn't... It has Summoning Sickness. The lands don't for tapping for sources. I'm not really sure. If I knew I was going to draw this card, I would have played a different card than Angel. We have 2 white sources on the board, right? Yeah. Oh, is he holding up counter magic? No. Okay, good. Hexproof would have been the nuts there. We're kind of out of gas now because I threw the angel card down. If I knew I was going to draw, I don't know if that was right. Like maybe there should have been like one more turn of information before committing this to the board. We don't actually have 3 white sources of casting. We're still a ways off 7, but we will have 3 white sources. I know, reach is so fucking sag. I don't know which is better. Opponent's playing all the lands, all the mana rather. Feel the Dead's interesting here. It's 5. 6 with the Tangled Florahedron as a land. Does this come into play tapped? It does. See what we get. Reach and Death Touch. Do I have any desire to attack into this board? Probably. He's playing white. Makes me vulnerable to like Seal Away or something. But alright, so I want different types of lands. This is 6 already. We need 7 per field. So we want to play this as a land. Could be Paradise Druid, there's no reason to do that. It's probably just perfect like this. I'm a little worried about what I'm going to see from him. Sweeper here is pretty bad, and he's playing all the colors, so he definitely could be a sweeper. Intervention for 1 on my giant. Okay. That's okay. The giant is just the giant is fine. The giant is just supposed to be interaction for the opponent. We feel a little floody right now. Be nice to have a bit more card draw here. Just casual turn 6 Niv hits 2 cards. Fucking asshole. So I can't Monument, Druid, and 2/2. I'm pretty annoyed about this right now. All right, opponent. All right. I take 6. I'm now on a fucking 3-turn clock, which sucks ass. Just casually resolves Niv with 5 lands out. All flyers too. That's a flyer, that's a flyer, that's a flyer. Pretty rough shape here, chat. I needed an answer. It's not an answer. Generate tokens, which is good, I guess. There's not a lot of reach. There's not a lot of flying threats in this format, but opponent seems to have them all on the board right now, which is kind of bad news. So we're dead next turn. Have no lifelink on the board. It's a couple of draws that get us out of there, but opponent's on 7 cards in hand, and we're in real rough shape. It's going to be 0-2 starting this deck. Feels real bad having played that Angel card already, huh? No way you can get in for fucking 13, right? No. Maybe 8. Weak card in our deck right now. So we're dead on board. Opponent has 5 open mana and declined to cast Cloud Blazer. So in other words, he has something. So let's say best case scenario on attack here. He blocks the 3/2, blocks the 2/2, casts no spells. Takes 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. 10 is not 13. I die on the crackback. I always die on the crackback. There's no way I can interact with Niv. He always attacks with Niv. So there's no possible way to win this chat. Like, none at all. Okay. Turn him sideways and scoop is correct. Okay. 0-2, feeling good. So the only decision we made there that had any impact at all was whether or not to play the Angel Sorcery spell on the turn we played it. We could have declined to do that. Maybe we should have. Certainly in retrospect, we flooded out a bit with no cards that impacted against the 6/6 flyer. But opponent playing Niv on fucking 5 lands is so irritating. He had good fixing, but it's still really irritating. Maybe it was right to hold since I had no other payoff. It's not a payoff. It's just a land. Okay. Opponent goes first. This is the 3rd game in a row we're going second. Really excited about that. Never salty at all. So what do I need in this deck to make this deck work? A bit more consistent draw, possibly. So I can procession this turn. Could just cast out Saheeli too. Saheeli's actually an issue. So got a lot of options here. I'd like to develop that Triome. So a 3-drop here is okay too. It could just be giant, honestly. Hexproof on 1. It's nice. Okay. Surround the enemy to build my combo. I have to develop the tap land at some point. Monument seems too passive relative to Giant. I want to pressure this a little bit, but I can remove that even past blockers with cast down. Having this in play before this would be nice too. 1 mana instant speed removal from my mana dork is pretty fucking irritating. So now we can't play out Divine Visitation this turn.
I will not give up.
Mana efficiency is procession or hold up cast out. Makes more sense to have token generation actually occurring when I play some creatures. Like we have the 2 payoff cards for tokens right now, but no ability to generate tokens yet, which is pretty bad. Maybe just for mana efficiency I play this out. It's a very dirtily card. Having two dirtily cards is so painful. Anyways, it's annoying our mana dork gets removed, but what am I gonna do? Play a mana dork and not tap it for mana because I don't want it to get removed? That doesn't seem good enough. Maybe Monument is too dirtily with these. I don't know. The token deck just does not seem to be getting there, does it? So is it 5 or 6 lands that he starts generating shit with that? 6. Good draw, honestly. I think this gets countered. Nope. Okay. Do we get to do tokeny things? It's exciting. Giants rolling perfectly. Trample would have been my lifelink, trample, and vigilance are the things I actually want on this card, and then eventually flying. So hexproof is fine. The first strike is totally irrelevant at the moment. And the +1/+1 counter is totally irrelevant at the moment. So it's not rolling perfectly. It's rolling, I mean, it doesn't matter. Hexproof first on Giant is the nuts, always. So. Payoff, for sure. Chandra, Sweeper Chandra.
Stay back.
He has 6 lands too. So we're gonna have to deal with the fucking 1/1, which is bullshit. I mean, I guess he can kill all my 1/1s. Kills his shit too, though. So he, right? It's everything, right?
Yeah. Oh, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
I hate that he just plays this out and gets to get away with it. I'm gonna have to 4 mana remove a 1/1. Alright, let's see what we roll. Play this out, get 2 creatures, put 2 tokens, get 2/2. So do I have enough mana for that? I actually do. If I don't attack with any of my 1/1s, I can cast this. I'm gonna get massively sweepered if I do that. Vigilance is a good one. I think I'm committing to cast out. He always blocks the elf here. I lose my mana generation. Is that good enough? No, I don't have to trade elf for that. Okay. Interesting that I can still use Renegade as a mana source on this guy too, or rather Vigilance tapped. So I could play this out first. So that's 3, and then I'd have 1, 2, 3, and put it on 1 token. But he's gonna sweep if I do that. So I think this is just cast out as 1/1. So he doesn't get fucking free 5/5 dragons every turn. Absolutely annoying for what I'd like to be playing here, but it turns out opponents in this game too.
Everyone knows the bigger explosions are more fun.
Cast out the Planeswalker? No. The bigger threat is the fucking 5/5 token generator that gives him a free dragon at 0 investment of any resource per turn. Chandra's annoying, but we can kill Chandra. How many 5/5 dragons do you think we can beat with this deck? If your answer is 1, you might be right. If your answer is more than 1, you're absolutely mistaken. Flying's pretty nice here. Goodbye.
Hey, at least I tried.
So I have 6 mana this turn. But I think I'm going to slam Divine Visitation before I play Rishkar. I'm playing into open mana, but it's not a creature spell. Okay. So this card seems really, really weak. Maybe this needs to be cut. Like, I mean, we drew all 3 of our dirtily tokeny things, which is kind of fucking irritating. This is a cast triggers too, so it doesn't even matter if he counters. We're still generating 2 angel tokens if we cast the creature. Yes, this is one of the, this is what I told you. The hidden text on Giant is sometimes Giant just wins you the game. It literally has on there. It's just hidden text. If you scroll down a little bit past where this where the frame is, it has wins the game written in small text at the bottom. Lifelink. Thank you.
Learn from this.
The sad part is, I'm pretty sure any other deck, I mean, this is literally a colorless card right now. Be honest, chat. How much has our token stuff helped us here? Like, if this card could have just won any other 3, I mean, like, we've cast 4 things on this field, 3 things on this field that don't do anything yet. I mean, we might as well have just had any other deck. You counter my spell, I generate 2 4/4 angels. Go ahead, your turn. That's with the counter. Anointed might be a win more. I mean, yeah, it might be. It's tough to say. Without Giant, we'd be fucked. We'd be dead. We'd have lost to the Planeswalker already. Without Giant. 100% dead. I could drop this for like Traxos, possibly, but we cut a lot of stuff. Is he scooping from this? I think Wake would have helped more. No, I don't. Wakewood isn't any good in this situation either. So I'm saying it's already too many do nothing enchantments, really. Why play any card with Giant? Because sometimes Giant's a 3 mana 3/3, which doesn't get you anywhere. I take 1. So we have 7 mana, which is actually good enough to cast Wolfhaven and sack it. So that'll be fun. Is there any reason to do that pre-combat? I don't think so. These are vigilant, right? Yeah. Yep. I'll take First Strike and Death Touch. He can't have Subtle because he doesn't have any white mana. Giant. I think Giant still wins on this board just alone. Anyways. Alright. Survive the sweeper. So how does Magma Quake work, chat? Does that card only hit non-flyers? I feel like it only hits non-flyers. Is that correct? Is there any other red-blue sweeper? Invasion of the Giants. I don't know what that is. I mean, I'm winning on board. I'm at 22. I don't have to do this. I guess I can end turn here, I guess. Oh, you mean the Giants rolls? Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Like, there is some argument to not cracking Wolfhaven here. I'm at 22. He's dead on board already. I don't have to offer him interaction. I'm not worried about dying. I think I actually do end turn here as protection for my angels. I can get 2 angels back. I don't know what card I'm playing around. I even have a hard time imagining it with the mana base he has over there because it's just red and blue cards. But maybe there's something. I don't know. Maybe that's just too cowardly. Like, getting 2 more angels on this board is certainly good. He's still currently dead, by the way. He just tapped out, so that seems reasonable. This was a Giant game that just won the game for us. A block. I could be being baited into blocking here. You could drop a land and shock it, so I'll just take the 4. Resolve. I think we're gonna just do this for him though. I cast 2 angels. I cast 2 more angels. Cannot crack Wolf at instant speed. It's sorcery. It's actually, you can do it at instant speed, but it's only on your turn, so it's not really an instant. All right, we got the meme token. We did our meme token thing. That's the whole point of this deck. I feel like we need some card draw to actually fucking do this from time to time. I'm just trying to let's just have a quick peek if there's anything we'd change. Maybe we just drop Procession for something like Gear Hulk. Like, this card is really medium. But maybe not. Maybe we just roll with it. Might be too late. I don't really want another 5-drop. I don't know, man. Okay. Okay. What do we draw? Opponent goes first. That's 4 in a row that our opponent has gone first. It's not at all tilting. We have a really good hand. It would be much better going first, it turns out. We could go 1 into 3 with no interaction from our opponent 90% of the time. But, okay. Already awake again? Yeah, sadly. Red, black. There's no way our elf ever lives. If this was his turn 1 play normally, it wouldn't matter because we'd be going first and he'd play a tap land and we get our fucking elf to do something. So this is a little tilting right now. A little tilting, chat. I wonder if our elf will live. Our elf lived? What? It's crazy. It's kind of weird. I almost don't buy it. Just Giant. There's actually a lot of plays there. Because this is a tap land, and we actually want to cast this on 4 if we possibly can. Don't currently have 2 white sources, so maybe it doesn't matter at all. That's interesting, no attacks and open mana. I guess there's a world in which it matters if I cast pre-combat. The world is when he removes my elf for some sort of like incidental damage. Can't imagine what that is though. Are there red pump spells that we're worried about? Not really. Gonna remove it. We just got hexproof. Thanks for playing. Do we need to bother attacking here? Doesn't really feel like it to me. So we'll hide the landing. We actually can attack with 3 next turn. We can trade the elf for us. Flip the landing is fine. Gives us 4 mana. We draw a land here. We can actually turn that into visitation too. I say that, but I can't flip it while doing visitation. I am going to flip it this turn though. And if it costs me an elf, it costs me an elf. Kind of annoying with my curve here. Now when I get tokens, I get twice as many. It's a dragon. I don't know if I can I beat dragon? I don't know. I mean, this card is cast 3 4/4s in a minute. Clones it. Clones it rather than just attack into an open board? Is another 2/2 first striker better than a 5/5 flyer? Are you sure? Opponent paid actor. We now have Menace. We're still only at 3/3 though. He has double first strikers. I played Divine Visitation. Your turn. Maybe I should have played that pre-combat and attack with the Ministrant. Does he want to give me 4 4/4 angels? He probably doesn't. So I'm probably getting in for Ministrant damage here. You could remove my 2/1.
Me too.
Alright, so we're obviously going to cast these. I mean, I kind of want to generate double fucking 4/4 angels off this card too. Jesus. Can I do that? 4 mana. If I play the plains, 4 mana. It's 3 to activate. So this is 1, 2, 5. It's actually 4 to activate because it's the land itself. How much mana do I have? 5, 6, 7. 1 off. Okay. Let's go to combat. Can we get flying yet? Not yet.
What a warm reception.
Alright, I generate 2 angels on his end step. I think that's better than wasting a resource for it right now. Okay. Maybe it's too slow, but he's not doing anything. I guess he can attack me for 5/5s, which is a bit scary. You got a Field of the Dead trigger. Nice. Nice. I mean, it's not 2 4/4 angels, but it's still nice. Okay. Giant just casually holding down the board. Yeah, these are cards. You played a bunch of cards that are all reasonable cards. I still think cloning this is probably the worst play I've ever seen when he could have just made a dragon. What? You know, it's not 8 power worth of angels per turn. Why did I make 6 angels? 'Cause I wanted to make these ones as a value. Maybe I could have just killed him, honestly. I don't hate making these angels 5/5s. Did he get his token? No, what is this? Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, First Strike. Death Touch and First Strike's pretty fucking scary. Does that have Vigilance too? No. I mean, I have a fuck ton of blockers though. Do I give a shit? I think we attack with that. So we kill his Planeswalker, hit him in the face, attack him in the face, attack him again. He can't block this, right? He blocks this with... Oh, but double First Strike. He will actually kill it. Never mind. Go. Okay. I'm just looking for the free rolls, chat. We'll keep generating our land value out of our angels. He casts Sprite Dragon. Resolves. Okay. Giant MVP again. Yep. That's why the card's in our deck. It's a 3 mana, occasionally wins the game, right? All right. Okay, we played 4 matches with this deck. We've gone second 4 times. It's the biggest single decider of your win percentage. Literally the biggest single influence of whether or not you win a game is if you go first. So maybe we could just go first for a couple of these. That'd be good. Let's go first. What do you think, chat? Do we go first once today? Or not bother? Streamer union payment? It's a goat sacrifice, Angamar, generally. That's how it's done in the streaming industry, the influencer industry. Opponent goes first. That's 5 in a row. Okay. Opponent plays white mana. Going first is a crutch, that's true. I like starting with like a 20% disparity in whether or not I win or lose the game based on the order in which I play. Dude, he's doing what we're doing. Let's hope we do it better. Can't boast this turn. Can't flip the thing. Have no other plays besides removing it. I could just attack and boast. He's probably... Actually, he might block this. But just replacing the creature is probably better, right? Let's cast out next turn. No, I think just removing the... I mean, we're going to have a creature next turn. We're not going to be able to attack. I don't actually care about attacking past the fact that I want to generate a token. I think he blocks with the 2/1, but he might not. Okay. I think Ram Through is weaker here. I don't think I value the 2/1 as a 2/1. I think I value the 2/1 as just a creature on the board. I can't ever get 3 attackers here. And my next 2 turns are pretty clunky. So I think this is just attack. Remove his creature to avoid the flip? Yeah. Well, we did remove his creature to avoid the flip because he's going to block. I've never seen someone resolve this as a 4 mana, create 1 angel. I can just remove it now, but I get to play my 5 drops next turn. Still okay to remove it now. Might draw on tap land. Maybe I just take the damage. I wonder if there's a world in which I just take this damage instead of doing this, like the play being the tap land. I don't know. It's certainly super fucking clunky to have 2 5-drops in hand and nothing else and have a tap land here. Guy has the payoffs. Hate that we haven't flipped landing yet. Yeah, it's not an unleash for 1. It's just they cast it on 4. So this guy has sick payoffs on casting spells right now. I mean, I beat that with angels if I can fucking get my token generation down. Tristani good here. I'm gonna Divine Visitation before Tristani because I like a bunch of fucking 5/5s on my board, you know? This would have been really good last turn. So we have 6, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana this turn. I could Procession plus ram through the 3/3, but I don't have anything that kills it, so it doesn't actually work. I could attack with all, flip my landing. Still 6 mana. We get 2 of them eaten. He eats that one, he eats that one. Get 1 damage in. Don't care about the 1 damage. Do care about the landing. Just wait till next turn. But with landing in play next turn, feels pretty good. What if I drop this and make it 3 first? Nah. Alright, we're going to take the greediest line here. Okay. Yep, we have Field of the Dead. We have 6 lands in play. 7th gives us 1 more land to generate tokens that are now angel tokens. We did not draw a different land, unfortunately. We can play out Tristani here. I mean, the thing is, currently, I can also just drop Procession and generate 2 angels, which is better than Tristani on this board. So that's what I'm going to do. I could hold this land. Does that work? 1, 2. No, I'm 1 land off then. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 3, though. Fuck, I'm actually 1 mana short to do that. Because this is 4 to activate 4, so I need 8, and I'm at 7, so it's not actually good enough. This is just Tristani, which is fine. It's Tristani or just create an angel token. Could be create an angel token, ram the spirit. That might be better. Okay. Can't Procession first. It's too much mana. I think I just kill this now too, by the way. A couple things that blow us out. If he has instant speed removal for the angel, it's certainly a blowout. I don't actually care though. My hand is super valuable. I just want to get through his shit right now. Particularly like to prevent him flipping landing. So he did have apparently Valorous Stance. I mean, either way it works there. So maybe he should have waited for that. Could have instant speeded it, but as I said, I think I'm working through something. Yeah, I'm holding Forest because this triggers, if I get any other land source, this becomes a thing. Did you just bounce that to get another 1/1? Nice. Okay. I mean, we have a much more powerful board setup than he does. We just got to get going. 4/4s are a bit scary when he's double spelling. That got scary fast. Alright, we just lost. Okay. I can't believe we're going to lose this game. Alright. Yeah, I guess there was a huge punish for the ram through then, because what I actually needed to do was, I mean, I never get to interact with that, right? He always blows up my angel. I always have to use the angel for that. I always get blown out by that particular trick. But this board just got stupid really fast. Shani, I mean, I get 5/5 creatures out of this, but 5/5s don't do anything on this board. I can't get more. What's our best play here? So we can generate a token. There's just 1. Can't generate tokens here. This feels pretty bad, huh? We really needed to hit a unique land for Field of the Dead. Him not to have that trick, or us to get a little bit more time. Do I survive this in any way? Hold on a minute. Let's take a look. If I chump 7/7 and 5, I'm taking 11. So I'm exactly dead too. Exact damage dead. That's so frustrating, man. All right, the guy who says good game opponent's deck is good, I think is missing a really key component of this. We blocked all the biggest creatures too, and we're still dead on board there. We just needed a very slightly less clunky for our deck. Any land that's not a forest there, and I mean, let's just look at that, because God, I'm tilted as fuck after that. So let's look. So these are our double lands that we already had. We already had forest in play and double plains in play, right? Or single plains in play. So any of these land draws, of which every card in our deck except for those triggers 4/4 angels out of the fucking land. If he doesn't have a removal spell that kills our angel, we kill his Clarion, which is a half of his power, because it's the wide board effect of that, right? I mean, literally every one of these cards, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. I mean, we already have fielded a couple of those in play, but 9 of these are fucking different lands. It's just frustrating to lose there. So we never drew our binding as single game. That game, it would have been super nice to have some interaction with this stuff. We didn't get Harvester. Lifelink would have been really good there. I don't think we played Harvester into that board ever. Giant did a lot of work this playthrough. We had Binding and Bronzodon to interact with his garbage enchantments, but we never drew them. Oh yeah, this is a land too, and that's a land, the Tangled Florahedron. So we had 11 lands that we could have drawn that would have generated Flying Angel blockers, and actually with Anointed Procession would have generated double blockers. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like this deck went, I mean, we went second 5 games in a row. That's all of the games this deck played. Do we win this if we go first? Probably. Honestly. Like, this play getting blown out's a little rough. I don't know how else I do that, though. I guess I do it in reaction to the first time he casts a creature, and then I still get blown out. Like, I could wait on the generation of the angel. Maybe he doesn't see it, but he's holding exactly the card that deals with this, right? Either gives him indestructible or kills my 4-power creature. It feels like this. All right. I guess the postmortem, the utility of the postmortem is this. Besides just like how fucking stupid it is to lose 3 games with this deck already from those board states. Let's just look a second here at would we have done, in retrospect, would we have done anything different? This card was really clunky. Divine Visitation was a way better payoff than Procession. Was there a different card we would have played? Maybe settle for just like the time because we have inevitability in a deck like this, maybe. Hard to hold up a ton of lands, but maybe it isn't because we have this stuff. No, it's never Gear Hulk. Our 5 drops are, I mean, we never drew our Sovereign, so we never saw this. Of the 5 games we played, we never saw either of our 2 like best removal cards, right? We never saw Binding, we never saw Sky Sovereign, ever. It just didn't enter our hand for all of those. Never saw Bone Splitter Axe. What else did we never see? I think those are the only cards we never saw in the deck. All of those games that were there were super clunky because we drew both the payoff cards for tokens. Like one game we had all 3 out with Monument, Procession, and we never drew our Angel. Well, we did draw our Angel Invention once. It got double removed from our hand with the fucking insane black-red deck. So we played that insane black-red deck was one of our losses. That white deck there going off on us like with the counter to our removal was pretty rough for us. And then I don't remember our 3rd loss and going second 5 times in a row. I think this deck on average does like 6 wins, honestly. Like I feel like what we just played is like the epitome of the things I hate about Magic in a row. Going second 5 fucking times. With opponent having all the fucking answers again. So I'm a little tilted about that. A little tilted. Why aren't we playing Settle? That question is a shit question because the answer to that question is always exactly the same, which is opportunity cost, which is there are better cards to put in that spot. There's some discussion about whether or not Settle should be in the deck. And the discussion is, well, what cards would we take out? And that's what we were just having that conversation about. Perhaps you could have said, for example, Anointed Procession really didn't perform very well. Maybe we should have run Settle for some protection from like these really rapid aggro-y, floody decks like that. And that's what we just were having the conversation about. I mean, that's what we're talking about post-mortem on the deck. Was there anything we wished we had done differently? Not necessarily from the things we interacted with our opponent, but just from like actually seeing the cards play out. So, all right. I'm tilted as fuck. I mean, we're never not taking Sky Sovereign here, I don't think. I mean, this is a really high payoff. This is the payoff in the life gain mono black life gain deck. Anything else in this pack to talk about? Not really. Icy's okay. It's a bit slow. I think I Sky Sovereign most times here. I could Witch. This first pick is okay too, because this lets us build around. We could do a pretty sweet mono black deck. What do we want? This card is better. I'd like to go first from time to time. Maybe we can do that this playthrough. Like maybe these 5 games will get 1 coin toss in our favor. Just 1. Tilted as fuck, chat. Like it's so tilty right now. All right. So there's tap fixing, a land that can be removal in black, a Vraska. This is a pretty weak pack. It's mana acceleration in green. Feels unlikely that black's open. The rest of these cards are so bad. It's either, I think it's between Hager's Mauling and Expanse for me. We have no idea what colors we're playing yet. I think I'm going to start with the Mauling. Passing the black card is pretty rough there, but maybe not. All right. So Dreadhorde Invasion's fine. It's a little slow. It's pretty consistent though. There's some black-red duels and black-red-white duels. Triome there. This figure is removal in our color if we play black. I like the removal that kills everything kind of deal. There's a Rex Sage, which is fine. I'm not excited about any of these creatures. So between Dreadhorde Invasion, Disfigure for me, with a nod to the Triomes. I'll grab the Dreadhorde. I don't like taking black after we pass the best black card in the set to begin with, but here we are. So the history, it's fairly solid. White aggressive card, nowhere near where we're at. We don't have payoffs for Skeleton. It's a little hard to get very excited about it. And there's a Nightmare. Nightmare is medium low in this format. So history is the strongest card. It's also clunky with the cards we've drafted. I think I'll take Nightmare. It's the best mono black payoff card in the Setsui by far. Is I think I take Kaya over Showdown. We're very black now. I like Priest. Maybe it should have been Skeleton just in case, but Kaya's where we're going here. I don't think Eldest Reborn is better than the Witch. The Witch is the whole payoff for that deck. I don't like Tiamat or whatever it is. This is black, green, white. That's pretty good for us. Cold Heart is a nice little accelerant on 2. Is this a deck that wants an accelerant on 2? I mean, we always want an accelerant on 2. Do we take the Cold Steel Heart over the fixing? Probably. Okay. It's my least favorite of the 2 mana stones, but the 2 mana stones are by far the best accelerants. We play white, Legion's Landing's okay. Remorseful Cleric exiles from a graveyard. This guy adds to my graveyard. This is a white-black duel. I'm not so excited by any of these cards that I'm going to take anything else. We're looking to be a slightly control-y black-white deck right now. So Legion's Landing doesn't really fit that bill. The 2/1 flyer for 2 is fine, but I'm happy with the land. 3 mana acceleration. Leech Dude. And a Gutter Bones. Gutter Bones is pretty bad for this deck so far. We take the Cruel Celebrant, the Fabled Passage, an Icy, and a Command the Dreadhorde. I think I'm on the Fabled Passage. Okay. Doom Foretold and Necro wield, as did Shepherd, and the colors we're playing. This card is fine. We don't have any payoffs for it yet, but we could. I don't know if this is a Doom Foretold deck. It's non-land, non-token permanent. Shepherd's pretty good as protection. I'm going to take the Shepherd over the Necromancer right now. The only problem with this line of picks we've taken, I'll take the dual in our colors, is that we've chosen a bunch of best cards in the pack, but not best synergy cards, right? Grab the Skeleton here. So we could have had the Priest. I'm not worried about that. The Priest wield. That's a nice sign. It's kind of weird that we pass so much black and the Priest is wheeling. Helm of the Host is strong. It's just not particularly strong with the cards we have. Happy to see Priest, blue-black duel. Probably not playing it. And Blood for Bones wield as well. So some payoffs there. There's Binding in green. We're nowhere near it, but it's really strong. It's one of my favorite cards in this format. It hits everything, and there's a lot of things that hit that are permanents but aren't creatures. Noxious Gear Hulk. It's kind of weak here. Don't have any fixing yet. You like the Gear Hulk? I'm not so big on the Gear Hulk. Kills a thing, which is alright. If we can recur it, we kill more things. It probably wheels, but I guess it doesn't always. I don't think this card ever wheels. I'm trying to think what my second card out of this pack is, and there's like nothing. Do I want another 5 mana card? This card's a kind of... this card has underperformed for me in this set. This card is overperformed. I can grab it. It's whatever. It's Crystalline Giant, which I really like. Fatal Push. Unburial Rites is kind of where we'd like to be in a deck like this. We already have something that does something similar. It's just a shit ton of value off Unburial Rites. We just need some things to rebirth. I don't hate a 3-drop that wins the game sometimes. You know, this card is really strong. Sometimes that card wheels. Not often, though. You take Fatal Push? I would not take Fatal Push here. You have other removal. Fatal Push is my least favorite of the super cheap removal. Thragtusk. I think we're white, not green for our second color. And I like both these cards. The Thragtusk is excellent, but I'm not so clear on green. If I'd taken Binding last pick, there might be an argument for now the Thragtusk or the Seraph, both of whom I like. I think I'm on Giant. Giant just overperforms for me. This feels like an easy Poison the Cup. It's the best black removal spell in the format. Traxos. It's not super close. Obush, not super close. There's a Golos there. We're not very close to Golos, although we could get there. I think I'd rather Poison the Cup in this deck than Golos. There's a lot of cards I'm happy to wheel in that pack. Zavelki, who's been really weak for me in this format. Blue Clone card, Village Rites, Prism. This pack is terrible, though, if we don't take the Valky. I hope to wheel the Village Rites, but I'll take Valky for now. Valky with Savai. What is Savai? I don't know what that reference is. There's a backside to Valky. I've never cast it, but presumably it's okay. So Archfiend's Vessel likes recursion. We don't actually have recursion yet, but we could get there. Savior's fine, but not exciting. So red-white duel. I could grab Lava Coil. We might actually play a Lava Coil if we end up with enough red lands. But I'm not committed to white at all. Safest pick is the Vessel. Grab it. The lava coil is pretty tempting there though. I like this card. I like the acceleration off Guardian Idol. This card is fine in this deck. Magda is a fucking bomb, just like straight up bomb. Castle's okay in a deck like this, and I don't hate Bastion. We're not looking to have all these accelerants, but I kind of like accelerants solid, or accelerants just in general. We could speculate Magda, but Guardian Idol never wheels. I've seen this card wheel. I've seen this card wheel a lot too. I think I take the Idol. The 2-mana accelerants are just so good. All right, what is this? I really like Sigrid. We're not green, so the green duel is not very exciting for me. There's no other white or black cards besides Sacred Cat, who I don't give a shit about. Double white's going to be hard for this deck if we end up playing it. We may not. Maze Mine Tome. Red, blue, green is pretty unexciting. Red, green duels don't get us there. Red, white duels get us there. So this is Unexciting Tome, a Bone Splitter Axe for this deck, which doesn't really feel where I'm at. Or the Fixing. I'll take the Fixing. Noxious. Torrential Gearholt Wield is crazy. All the red cards are still here. It's a little bit promising. I don't want a Banefire or Devil's Play in this deck. I'll play Summit. Fatal Push Wield. Triome in a color we don't want. Guess we'll take the Fatal Push. All of the blue cards. Are we ever playing blue? Maybe. I don't really want a Field of Ruin. There's the Village Right we wield. That's fine. This is bad though. This pack was going to be exciting. I can't believe these two cards are in here and all the other cards are gone. Not playing these cards. All right, so we did not wheel a lot of the red cards we were hoping to wheel there. It's a bit of a bummer. So Demonic Pact, which is okay. The Great Henge is a bomb, but we're nowhere near green. I wish to God we'd taken that Binding and then gone like Binding into Thragtusk into green-black, but we didn't, so here we are. And I'm sure I won't regret any moment of playing Magic today. Is there a card in this pack for us? We're pretty black, splashing a little bit of white for like Kaya. We could be red too. Maybe we're just fucking red-black, splashing white for Kaya. Deny it? Denying is the worst investment of your resources you could possibly do. You don't even play the opponents. This isn't Friday Night Magic. You're not drafting against 8 people and then playing them or whatever else, or 7 people and playing them. You'll never see your opponents again on Arena. So the odds of you like playing against the people you drafted against are super slim. So we don't care about denying a card ever. More value green cards. There's a Field of the Dead. 2-mana ramp, but we have 2 2-mana ramps already. If we're going to play red, which I think we are, then I want Chandra. So we'll grab that. Siege Gang is worse than Chandra by a lot. Can maybe wheel Siege Gang. Wheels all the time. It's super bad in this format so far. Shade's pretty solid as a beater. It's also Rune Blaster. If we wheel that would be nice. And Ashiok's in here, although nowhere near what our deck wants to do. All right. Feed the Swarm is removal that hits enchantments. We are currently at the moment splashing white for Kaya and not playing any other white spells. We're currently black-red. We got to get some mountains in here, unfortunately. This could be Ox. Ox is fine here. I don't hate the hand searching. I don't like Egon very much. This card wheels a lot too, though. So we could grab Feed and then pick up Ox later. I think I prefer that. Triple black. Good mono black card. Contempt, Null Priest. I mean, I want all of these cards, unfortunately. I'd take all 4 of these. That one might be a little bit tricky to play. We don't have to play red, by the way, but we likely are. Murderous Rider's decent removal with lifelink. Null Priest is pretty solid too. I'm between these two, Null Priest and Murderous Rider. We have some other removal already, but this card just ends up being really good. How are we on 2s? I have some 2s already. I've got a Murderous Rider over Null Priest. Null Priest can wheel. I don't see Murderous Rider wheeling very often. There's Maul and white. I can actually splash Maul, kind of. It's not really a great splash card, but I could do it. We've got Gray Merchant. We've got Mythos as removal. It's kind of annoying that I just picked Murderous Rider and now I've got Mythos. Mythos is pretty solid removal. I don't want a God Pharaoh's Gift in this deck. I'm not even sure I want a Gray Merchant in this deck, honestly. I'll take Mythos. I'll hope to wheel Gray Merchant. I'll take the black-white duel if it wheels. I might even take Maul if it wheels. I'm not sure yet. These cards are not cards that I'm aware of. We don't need green fixing. Egg is really weak. We play red. Rebuke's okay, but we just drafted. The last 3 picks have been removal, which has kind of been annoying. This is not removal that we're likely to play. I don't know what the fuck colors we're playing right now, chat. Like, I can't tell if we're mono black or if mono black splashing Kaya or if we're just black red mix. There's a Dread Wanderer for another recurring creature. It's fine. It's not exciting, but there's nothing else in the pack. Do you have anything that kills this? We can kill this with our own spell sometimes to feed the swarm. I don't think it's playable. Would I ever want a Blast Zone? Kind of don't. Okay. Field of the Dead wheels, Mythos wheels. My opponents are doing things again that I never understand. It's alright, they're just going to all go first with the fucking nut draw. I don't like Harvester, but I'm not playing Field in this deck. Light up the stage, I guess, in case I play red. Rune Blaster wheeled, I like that card. It is a double red card. I don't want to play Awakening, although I could. Maybe Awakening is better than Rune Blaster here. Maybe. Alright, what wheeled here? Egon. Blah. Team. All those cards we wanted to wheel did not wheel. Gary wheeled though. Okay. Alright, what the fuck are we playing? So that pack where we had the 3 mana black 2/3 that life leeches, the Null Priest, the Murderous Rider, and I don't remember the 4th card, but we wanted it, whatever the hell it was. That pack kind of screwed us because we got baited into the Rider and then immediately got Mythos into red removal. So now we have this kind of clusterfuck of a series of cards put together in my deck that we have to figure out. So that'll be exciting. Okay. So what the fuck is this deck doing besides losing a lot? That is a good question. So let's think about this. Let's think about this deck. How do I get it to suggest lands, chat? Like, there's something that will rebuild my lands, right? Where? Yeah. We know what we hate about Magic, but what do I love about Magic? The decisions when they matter. Drafting is super fun to me. One black-red duel, Fabled Passage, black-red-white Triome. And Land Circle on top. Thanks. 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, that's 17. I like the complexity of the games that arise. I like the synergies. I like that it's player versus player. I like that it's complicated enough that you're often making hard decisions so that you can fuck up and your opponents can fuck up. It's a love-hate for sure. Oops.